We actually have Egyptian gods for you today, sporting the Winged Dragon Raw, Neospatians at 6. When in the world is going out here today? Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. The reason for the laugh there is this is Egyptian gods. This is the Winged Dragon Raw Turbo that has been tearing through this locals Kashtira duelist like it's their job. And I mean, deploying a 8,000 attack point Winged Dragon Raw, having your opponent look at it and go, what am I supposed to do this? Especially, if you deploy ye old Soul Crossing here, quick play, just clean up everything your opponent set up. Your opponent's going to look at you and they're going to go, what are we supposed to do to this? Like, it's genuinely interesting just to see some of the ideas that people bring to the table here. And their opponents are like, oh, okay, yeah. Plus, we get to sport off the new draw card here. So, yeah, you actually do just toss out one of your Egyptian gods or, something like Guardian Slime that you don't need. Okay. So, we have one copy of the Chaos Summoning Beast, two copies of the Dark Beckoning Beast. We also have triple copies of Guardian Slime with two copies of Fenrir. Yeah, even though I know that this is still God Turbo, let's be honest here, Fenrir is still a good cleanup. We also have two copies of the Winged Dragon Raw, one Immortal Phoenix, triple copies of the Big Ball, triple Ancient Chant, triple copies of the Forbidden Droplet with the one Feather Duster. We also have two Lightning Storm with one Millennium Revelation, one Monster Reborn, the triple copies of the Opening of the Dark Gates, triple Extrav, yeah, you still need to have some sort of base draw power in here, triple copies of Soul Crossing, triple the True Sun God, and triple copies of the Tokusano Shinku Yoji. Then we have one Trisbania, one Azalea, one Early, one Unicorn, one Phoenix, one Cerberus, one Geonator, and then we have one Donner, one Dahark, the one Barricade Borg, the one Asa, the one Akashik, and of course, triple copies of ye old Egyptian God Slime here, wrapping up Egyptian God Turbo. Next up here is some Neospatian. Now, when I first saw this, I was genuinely like, holy crap, like, Neospatians actually worked out here. And I mean, also kudos to bringing back Convert Contact here. I love the fact that this card is so amazing. Now, you do kind of have to play, maybe not the most optimal lines of play here, but I mean, things like Ian Shuffle, you actually have to play Neospace here, and you're just like, what is the entire point of this? Well, you're going to try to get access to, Cosmo Neos. You're trying to slam down Arm Neos here. The more powerful fusions that you normally, you look at and you're like, oh, yeah, that does exist here. And, of course, sporting off some Yubel in here as well to be able to involve the Neos Wise Men in creation of things. Now, keep in mind, I mean, this will get much better once we do get the Yubel support in the future. I'm kind of curious to see how that will change this deck. So we have one Armed Dragon Thunder level 10, two Crosskeeper with two copies of Spirit and Neos. You got your triple Neospace Connector with one Pathfinder. We also have one Air Hummingbird with two Aquadolphin, one Dark Panther with the one Flare Scarab. We also have one Glowmoss, two copies of Granmole, one Neos Wiseman with one Rainbow Dragon, one Yubel, and we have to play two copies of Neos. Then we have triple Convert Contact, one Shuffle with one Instant Contact. We have triple Miracle Contact, triple copies of Neospace, triple Neos Fusion, one Rhoda, one Terraforming, one Favorite Contact, and one Next. And then we have, of course, one Arm Neos, one Marine Dolphin with the one Kluger. We have one Nebula Neos, one Marine Neos with one Magma Neos, one copy of Grand Neos, Glow Neos, good old Flare Scarab. We also have Dark Neos, the Cosmo Neos, the Brave Neos, Aqua Neos, the Air Neos, and Arm Neos. And we do side ye old Storm Neos here, wrapping up, well, our Neos deck. Next up here, Volcanics. Oh boy, how I wish we actually had the Rhoda Pyro Searcher for this deck, because I do wholeheartedly think that this deck could actually be a powerhouse here. Now, some of the biggest things here, only two Emperor I think is fine. We are playing double Current Eye. You do need the ability to burn your opponent for damage, and this is still going to be one of the best outlets to do so. I mean, it stings that you have to kind of reverse engineer some BS ways to win, but this is Volcanics. Like, I don't expect this deck to be able to perform unless, you're actually burning your opponent. So, pretty good stuff. So we have triple copies of Ash, Blossom, and Joyce Ring, 2 copies of the Veiler. We also have triple copies of the Giant Space Rock. 2 copies of the Emperor. We also have triple copies of Rimfire. Triple copies of Shell. We also have triple copies of the Volcanic Trooper. Only 1 regular Blaze Accelerator. We also have triple copies of Pot of Prosperity. Triple copies of the Volcanic Blaze Accelerator, so yeah, this is going to be a dumper. We also have triple copies of Goes and Match. Triple copies of Imperm. Triple copies of Ravelry. 2 Kurenai. Triple copies of Emission. And 1 copy of Inferno. Down in the extra deck, you have the Azalea, the Almirage, the Anima, the Lingaribo. The Lingaribo, yes, we're playing, somebody's actually got some Nightmare Corruptibility problems they need to clean up. We have 1 Unicorn, 1 Phoenix, 1 IP, 1 Hida. We also have 1 Dahark, 1 Access Code, 1 Ensemble Blue, 1 Ensemble Nightingale, 1 Downard, and 1 Zeus. So yeah, we're playing to stack them up, make the big material Zeus. We also have triple Droll, triple Cosmic, triple Dark Ruler, triple Dimensional Barrier, and triple copies of Evenly Matched here. Wrapping up quite an interesting take for this deck. I like the 41. I like the fact that we are getting the chance to play Goes and Match in here. The best floodgates, the best control aspects that you could really pull in for a deck like this are all working together. Good stuff. Next up here, we have some Manadium here. Now, full disclaimer here, there have been some pretty innovative ideas going around out here that you can kind of mess around with and actually have work for this deck. I like a lot of the ideas that we do see. I mean, most of them have been involving Calamity as of late, but you will see a version that will, just be like, okay, well, we're playing the Baron with the Dissipator, the additional forms of interruption that you're getting. It does kind of depend on how you feel that your build does need to go. And I mean, you have plenty of defensive options for a deck like this as well. So, of course, I mean, we have triple Droll, triple copies of Finner, triple copies of Meek. We also have triple copies of Riemhart, triple copies of the Revolution Synchron, 1 copy of Scareclaw Cashdera. We have 2 copies of Orion Heart, triple copies of Vice of Starfrost. We also have the 2 copies of the Book of Eclipse, your triple copies of Book of Moon, 2 copies of Abstention, 1 copy of Imaginings, triple Calarium with the 1 Raceloth, because, toggling in for this line of play is always going to be good. 2 Arachnophobia with the 1 Rhoda, 2 copies of Arrival, 2 copies of Talent, and 1 Reframing. Then we have 1 Lionheart, 1 copy of Cross Sheet, 1 Apple with the 1 Vices, 1 Hyper Librarian, 1 Omega, 1 Ice Jade Geimer, and then we have 1 Crimson Dragon, the 1 Dissipator, your 1 Black Rose Dragon, the 1 Baron, the 1 AFD, the 1 Excel, and then we have 2 copies of Vicious Stroud. Then we have 1 good old Jerusalem, 2 Magna Huts with 2 Turtles. We also have 1 Book of Eclipse, 1 Called By, 1 Cosmic, triple Crossout, 1 D-Bearer, and 2 copies of Imperm here. And then we have 1 little missing card here that you can fill in with anything if you really want to test it. Wrapping up some Manadium for you today. I like where this deck's been going on the evolution chart. And the last list we have for you here is Geist. Now, the reason why I wanted to toss Geist in here is Geist it's been missing a lot. And I give this deck a lot of crap because I feel like Labyrinth just genuinely bullies it out of the room. Alright, like when you have another trap deck in the room that feels so much better versus something like this, you do kind of got to consider that maybe the other trap decks are going to suffer a little bit in terms of the meta. It's not like, Geist has had the best track record in the meta as of late. So, we have 2 copies of Malwist. This actually gives you access to Herald, which is kind of cool. We have the triple Marionetter, the triple copies of Melozik, triple copies of Multifaker, triple copies of Pookie. We also have 1 Silguidos, triple copies of Ash Blossom, triple Droll and Lockbird with your triple Space Rock. We also have 1 1-for-1, triple Pot of Prosperity, 1 Haunted Rock, 1 Manifestation, 1 Protocol with your triple Evenly Matched, triple Imperm, and triple copies of Skill Drain. Then we have 1 Selene, 1 Anima, 1 Early, 1 Lena with 1 Lingariba. We also have 1 Heat Soul, 2 Prime Banshee, triple copies of Hextia, 2 Edaminia, 1 Access Code, and 1 Herald of the Arclight. Then we have triple DD Crow, triple Kurikara, triple Cosmic Cyclone, triple Secret Village, and triple copies of Rivalry of the Warlords here. Wrapping up some very interesting stuff kind of kicking around out here in today's meta. So, what do you guys think about these top decks? Anything that you kind of want to test around with? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace out. patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.